Happy Tax Day, everybody, and apparently happy National Anime Day. Welcome to XAR on Twitch and YouTube. I'm JR. Thanks so much for joining us here tonight as we now pick up the second chapter of Tyrion Cuthbert, Attorney of the Arcane. Joining me tonight, we have Mr. Neff Canuck. Hello, sir.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm good. I've been feeding more stuff into my new laptop. How it goes in your neck of the woods?
It goes. I mean, this is interesting because I had a file this morning I was representing on. I just wish my opponents were smarter.
Uh-oh.
Because this representative for the landlord, I'm sorry, he did such a poor job that even the adjudicator was like, I know where you're going with this to me. I know where you're going with this, sir, but I'll let you finish. He knew exactly where I was going, and I just, proceeded to bury him.
Oh, geez.
So, but aside from that, all's well.
Good, good. We also have Shinigami Liz. Hi, Liz.
Hello, hello.
Liz and her new big television.
Yes. All the better to watch anime with.
There you go.
Yeah.
Read the subtitles.
Yeah, I actually can read subtitles, and I can read the tiny descriptions of each of the animes, so I know what I'm getting into.
You have to be like, me watching 20-year-old Funimation discs and seeing not only the subtitles, but the subtitle of the, what's translated on the screen, literal translations that you have to read in 3 seconds before they disappear.
Yeah.
You know which ones I'm talking about, Neff?
Yeah, the signage, etc.
Who else do we have? We have Karam here tonight. Hi, Karam. How goes on your end?
Oh, pretty good. I just took a lazy day today. Did nothing.
Yeah, I wish I could do that, My last lazy days were in Japan. Well, I don't know. All fun of excitement there. I got to see when the next adventure will come. Bree is not here tonight. She's hanging out with family. Of course, you remember her birthday was earlier this week, so happy belated birthday. She's having a good time hanging out with those guys. She'll be back pretty soon. But under the circumstances, yes, we're going to pick up Ace Attorney meets Sorcery and Wizardry in Tyrion Cuthbert, Attorney of the Arcane. So just to recap, this is a game made in the style of Ace Attorney, almost exactly like Ace Attorney, made by somebody who was a fan of Ace Attorney like we all are. But this is a game that involves you having to find your clients innocent based on magic and the laws of magic and the rules of magic, which we saw when we played this a few weeks ago. So now, if you'll permit me, I am going to see, do I start a new game? Case number 2? Okay, yes, we're at case number 2. We did case number 1 initially, which involved her as the defendant that we had to defend in court. Now we have case number 2, The Walking Dead. I don't think this is any relation to, the Telltale series or the HBO Max series, but I could be wrong. Let's take a look. Start the game from episode 2. Yes. Let me go. I'm not going anywhere until I see her. I'm sorry, Wallace, but she's already passed. There was nothing more they could have done. How? This academy teaches the best mages in the kingdom. Are you telling me that they couldn't do anything? Her condition was much worse than we thought. The kingdom's magic isn't advanced enough to treat something like this. Lucio Steelwind can rain meteors from the sky. William Frege can teleport entire caravans across the continent. Are you telling me that your mages couldn't cure one disease? I'm sorry, I truly am. Emily. Episode 2, The Walking Dead. I'm sorry, Celeste, but there's no way out of this. Oh, here's Celeste McCoy from the first episode. She does transmutations. Celeste's attention is sharply focused on the chessboard between you two. Oh, they're playing chess. You can see her eyes quickly dart from piece to piece. Just give me a second, I can still win this. Celeste, there's no way for you to avoid checkmate next turn. Just surrender. She ignores you and continues staring at the pieces. There, what about that? Checkmate. Damn it. Would you two keep it down? Ruby Tamara, attorney who's Tyrion's working under? We are in a library. Miss Tamora glances at the chessboard. I hope you didn't spend the entire morning playing around. I've been working hard, Ruby. I've already learned 2 new spell formulas since we got here. Well, at least there's that. What about you, Cuthbert? Well... Your flustered stammering tells her exactly how much progress you've made. I couldn't find any books about the subject we've been looking into. You spent the entire day combing through the kingdom's imperial library, researching the Eye of Horus. And that's one of the tools you use, to kind of visualize what people are actually thinking. During Celeste's trial, you awakened to a new ability that you'd never used before. Up until then, you thought that the eye could only see surface-level thoughts. But during that moment with Garrick Pierce, the Eye of Horus was empowered, and you could see far more than usual. You told Miss Tamora about what happened, and it made you both wonder what other hidden abilities the eye might have. Oh, okay, so it could be something like evolving a little more. You both decided it's time to find out more about the eye and its origins. This library supposedly held the kingdom's entire knowledge of magic and the arcane arts. But you couldn't find a single mention of any ability like the eye. Does the kingdom seriously lack knowledge about it? Or do we need to look somewhere else? Are you sure you can't tell me what you're researching? I've traveled around the world. I might have seen something like it. You entertain the thought for a moment, but you haven't known her for very long. The Eye of Horus is a supernatural ability that can't be detected by a spell compendium. You've always been worried about what the kingdom might do to you if they ever found out about it. Sorry, it's not something I can really talk about. Fine. If I had to guess, I would say that they are looking into supernatural phenomena. Ah! So, remember those feelings we see on the screen? That is what the emotions that Tyrion can detect from somebody when they're saying something. So this is kind of like surprise. You and Celeste nearly jump out of your chairs. You look over to where the voice came from. She appears to be a student at the academy. How long was she there? You didn't notice her presence at all. You also feel like she looks oddly familiar. I'm terribly sorry if I startled you, but I couldn't help but overhear a conversation. As the girl approaches your table, you see another student frantically running after her. Eris, you can't just... I'm so sorry. Oh, it's fine, Wallace. I'm sorry, but who are you two? Khalith mentions from Ringu? I don't know. Sorry, that was incredibly rude of me. My name is Eris Ilmater. Eris Ilmater, occupation student. And this is Wallace Nightgrave. We're both students here. Hi. Wallace Nightgrave, occupation student. Not to be rude, but that was a private conversation. Just how much did you hear? I wonder. Reading about the supernatural is actually a hobby of mine. I might be able to help you with your research, Mr. Cuthbert. And what makes you so sure that is what we're researching? Mr. Cuthbert has a bad habit of muttering to himself when he thinks. I assumed that his research had something to do with the supernatural. Look at her hands all bound up like that. Her arcane art is illusion. You feel a piercing side glance from Miss Tamora. You avoid eye contact with her. But anyways, do you mind if I ask you a few questions? Of course, I'd be happy to help. Wait! Fine, I suppose it wouldn't hurt. Just remember to show some discretion, Tyrion. Right. Okay, I guess we'll talk. So you two are students at the Imperial Academy. Yes, I'm currently studying illusion magic. Illusions? That's the kind of magic that lets you turn invisible, right? Technically, yes, but few mages ever reach a level high enough for that. I'm a bit embarrassed to admit I'm not able to cast invisibility. That's still pretty cool. What about you, Wallace? Wallace has his own unique field of study. Necromancy. It's probably not your place to pry. But you can see it in the description there. Everyone is talking about you two. Whoops, hit the wrong button. Really? It's rare for the school to let any outsiders in. That makes sense. This library isn't exactly open to the public. You were only able to get access to it because of Miss Tamora's connections. We only ever get occasional visits from the noble houses. So I was curious as to who was able to break this dull monotony. Well, I'm a mercenary, but now I work as Tyrion's bodyguard. Mercenary? After her trial, it turned out that Celeste was more than capable of affording your services. However, Miss Tamora still proposed a different arrangement. After indicting Garrick Pierce, you painted a large target on your back. With Celeste being a mercenary, Miss Tamora decided to hire her as your bodyguard. She figured you would feel more comfortable around somebody you are already friends with. Very interesting. Anyways, I'm a defense attorney. Defense attorney? My apologies, it's just not what I was expecting. What's that supposed to mean? Supernatural phenomena. Supernatural phenomena. I wonder why you would be researching such a thing. Yeah, I want to know too. Evil glare. I'm sorry, but I can't really say. Regardless, there are many spells in this world, so why are you so convinced that this phenomenon wasn't produced by a spell? What we're looking into doesn't seem to follow the classic rules of magic. Oh? How so? Please tell me. It was created by someone who's not a mage. Oh, really? So you're saying that this was something created by a person? The words came out of your mouth before you realized it. You sent a small apologetic look to Miss Tamora. That does remind me of a story. A story? Mr. Cuthbert, do you know the legend about how the kingdom of Wyverngate was created? You mean the story about the ancient dragons? The ancient what? Well, let's learn about that. Does Wyverngard have a story about ancient dragons? It's only about one ancient dragon. The Church of Bahamut refers to him as the Scaled Lord. I'm sure you've even heard people mention him before. Legends say that the first mages were created centuries ago by him. And that's why there's a statue there. At that time, our kingdom was caught in the middle of a brutal war. With no way to defend themselves, the kingdom was on the brink of destruction. Our people prayed to Bahamut, the god of dragons, for salvation, and almost as if to answer their prayers, Rathalion, the last Scaled Lord, appeared before them. The Scaled Lord bestowed the gift of magic on a band of heroes who were fighting on the front lines. With their magic, these heroes utterly overtook the kingdom's enemies and single-handedly won the war. Said that these heroes went on to form the noble houses of today. What a load of nonsense. That story is nothing but religious propaganda to prop up the noble houses. Regardless, the significance of this legend is in the Scaled Lord himself. Do you mean Rathalion? Rathalion bestowed the power to become a mage on several individuals, and to this day that power can only be passed down genetically. Can you think of an arcane spell that can produce something like that? No, I suppose not. Rathalion must have had powers that weren't bound by the rules of the arcane arts. In other words, he could create supernatural phenomena without following the rules of magic. Ooh. Please, do you honestly expect us to believe a story like that? It's completely unrealistic. As unrealistic as a non-mage using supernatural powers? I guess referring to Tyrion, right? She has a point. It's a far-fetched theory, but it's honestly the closest thing you have to a lead right now. Ah, of course, it would be you lot making all of this noise. Suddenly, a woman who appears to be an instructor approaches you. She looks upon each of you with an equal amount of disdain. Professor Bellwether. Catherine Bellwether, occupation professor. Is this a version of Sirius Snape? Who knows? That is Professor Bellwether to you. I think I'm right. But didn't he just call you? I knew letting you rabble into our walls would lead to nothing but trouble. He even started associating with our malcontents. The headmaster gave us express permission to be here. If you have an issue with that, take it up with him. I'll have you know that I was on my way to do just that. Wallace? Yes? How am I supposed to understand you when you're stuttering? Yes, Professor Bellwether. Straighten out your uniform and fix that awful hair. You look like a street urchin. But I suppose it's unreasonable to expect anything more. And as for you, I'll be on my way. There was a glitch there. I wonder if that was intentional? What a bitch. Well, that was intentional.
Very.
Celeste! Oh, come on, we were all thinking it. Anyways, with that out of the way, shall we begin? What? Why do you keep detecting fear from Celeste? Wallace, you finished this week's assignment, haven't you? Would you mind helping Celeste with her research? I don't know. Now that you mention it, I could really use some help finding a specific spell formula. You know your way around here, right, Wallace? Okay. Don't worry, Miss Tamora. I'll be more careful from now on. Please do. I still have some business to take care of here, so I'll leave you all to it. You spend the next few hours searching through the library's books with Eris. You hadn't thought to look into the ancient dragons, and the library had books about them in abundance. There was one problem, though. There are a lot of myths and stories about the ancient dragons, but it's pretty difficult to tell fact from fiction with these accounts. It can't be helped. The Church of Bahamut is the dominant religion of our kingdom. We have the bones of dragons displayed in museums, but those bones are the only widely known evidence of the dragon's existence. Except for Rathalion, possibly. I wonder if he's still alive, like you said. I wouldn't be surprised. Despite everything, our kingdom's constitution still includes him in our government. Wait, really? As the savior of our kingdom, he and his kin were given an honorary position on our political hierarchy. The ancient dragon's authority technically roused out of King Olivier. Wow, I had no idea. How have I never heard of this before? To be honest, that law is just a way to revere him and appease the church. Well, Rathalion couldn't possibly be any worse than the nobility. Ah! You're so stuck in your own thoughts that you accidentally bump into a bookshelf. The shelf begins to tip over and you're able to catch it before it fully falls over. But not before several books fall out from their shelves. They hit the ground with a cacophony of thuds. Thud, 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 thud. Some students glance in your direction. Be quiet! Sorry. Be quiet! Eris begins giggling. She seems amused by what's happening. Hey, are you okay? I heard a loud... Whoa! Celeste stares at the pile of fallen books. What did you do? Forget that. Just help me clean this up. Ah, there's no need for that. Construct. I require assistance. Acknowledged. Oh, hello. What? Upon Eris's command, one of the nearby suits of armor suddenly springs to life and begins walking towards you. Kind of like Professor McGonagall in that Harry Potter scene, right? The voice coming out of it sounds human, but it lacks emotion. Why does it sound familiar? Wait, did you do that, Eris? Yes, this is an arcane construct. It's a suit of armor that's animated using artificery. They're designed to carry out various tasks for the students. Arcane constructs has been added to your notes. They can carry out simple tasks. The ones in the Imperial Army Academy speak using the voice of Catherine Bellwether. These voice lines can only be changed or adjusted by the Academy headmaster. Every command given to a construct is stored in its command log. However, this command log must be cleared regularly. Interesting. I didn't know anything like that existed. They're still experimental, so they aren't available to the public yet. With that being said, Construct, please place these books back where they belong. Acknowledged. On Eris's command, the construct begins quickly picking up the books. It moves with inhuman efficiency. After only a few seconds, all the books are back on their shelves. Wow, so they do whatever you tell them to do? Well, there are some limits to... Construct, tell me that I'm the fairest maiden you've ever seen. Uh-oh. Command rejected. Aw, what? I guess they're not allowed to lie. You feel a sharp pain in your side as Celeste quickly jabs you. The construct's voice is just a series of pre-recorded messages. I'm not sure if you noticed, but it uses the voice of Professor Bellwether. Unfortunately, you can't make them say anything other than what's recorded. Only the headmaster can change those settings. Artificery that can record audio. I've never seen anything like it. But you just said that they're experimental, right? Maybe if I keep asking it, it'll just give up and do it. I would advise against that. Hit the wrong button again. Even if the commands are rejected, they're still stored in the construct's command logs. Anyways, we should probably get back to work. Fine. You read more about the ancient dragons, but most of the stories read more like fables than actual historical accounts. I don't feel like I'm making any progress. Suddenly you hear a thunderous, low-pitched sound blare across the room. It sounds like a high-pitched horn, but with its volume turned up to unnatural levels. What? Celeste, do you hear that? How can I not? What is that? You didn't touch anything you weren't supposed to, right? What? Of course not. It finally stopped. Eris, wasn't that the lockdown system? Yes, I believe so. Lockdown system? The Academy is outfitted with a large artificery system. In a state of emergency, will erect magical barriers throughout the building. State of emergency? Should we be worried? Don't worry, the lockdown is designed to keep everyone safe. We're safe as long as the barriers are up. But Miss Tamora, she said she was going to do something on campus. I'm terribly sorry. You suddenly hear a disembodied voice echo through the library. Sounds like it's being projected magically. It's the headmaster. He's using the intercom system. Students and faculty, please remain calm. There's been a murder on the academy grounds. What? Please stay where you are and wait for law enforcement to arrive. Damn it, we have to get out of here. I'm afraid that's not possible. The lockdown system protects and locks each room. We can't leave this room until it's deactivated. Well, we won't know until we try. You run to the entrance and begin frantically pulling on the door's handle. You try to put all your strength into prying it open, but it doesn't even budge. Tyrion, stop! But, Miss Tamora, I know that you're worried about her, but there's already been a murder. Look at her expression, oh my goodness. We don't know where the attacker is or if they're still armed. The best thing we can do right now is stay here and wait. She's right. Damn it. Celeste's hand rests on her sword. Oh, that's why she's got that look. Her eyes are carefully watching the entrance. Wow, we've been here for hours and she still hasn't stopped watching the door. She was also able to calm you down earlier. It's easy to forget sometimes, but she's always reliable when it really counts. What? Students and faculty, thank you for your patience. Law enforcement has secured the building. The lockdown has been lifted. However, please remain in the building until... The headmaster is barely finished with his message before you're out the door. Tyrion! Hey, don't go off on your own! You desperately run through the academy hallways. No! No! Miss Tamora! Miss Tamora, where are you? You have no idea where you're even going anymore. You can feel your fear and anxiety rise with every passing moment. Where is she? Cuthbert! What's wrong? Why are you shouting? Miss Tamara, calm down. You're hyperventilating. I heard there was a murder and I've been looking all over for you. And you were worried about me? You hug Miss Tamara tightly as you're overcome with emotion. She's usually not receptive to affection, but you don't care. You're just relieved that she's safe. Tyrion, there you are! And you're crying. Sorry, I didn't mean to worry you so much. We heard the announcement. Do you know what happened, Ruby? I do, but... You see Miss Tamara glance at Wallace for a brief moment. For now, I think we should head to the foyer. You arrive at the foyer and see the room swarmed with a legion of familiar knights. Is that the Inquisition? Don't tell me. The headmaster mentioned that there was a murder on campus. Now remember, the Inquisition is like the detectives that investigate any cases that involve magic. They're called the Inquisition. Someone used magic, exactly what I said. Orem White. Hey, you there! As you enter the foyer, Commander White notices you and begins marching in your direction. But his attention isn't focused on you. Huh? Are you Wallace Nightgrave? Yes, but by the authority of the Wyvern Crown, I'm placing you under arrest. Hey, what are you doing? You three? The hell are you doing here? You said he was under arrest. On what charges? This kid is charged with the murder of Catherine Bellwether. Oh. What? Wasn't that the professor you met in the library earlier? Like hell you're arresting him. He was with us in the library for the entire morning. There's no way he could have murdered her. Move aside, Celeste. But... Miss Tamara is right. If Wallace is a suspect, we can't stop the Inquisition from arresting him. No. Don't worry, Wallace. We'll get to the bottom of what happened. Without a word, Wallace allows the Inquisition to drag him away. My apologies. I'm going to go and check on him. This is terrible. The Inquisition song from Mel Brooks comes to mind. The Spanish Inquisition was that history of the world, right?
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. You got that right.
This is terrible. I still don't understand. Why would they suspect Wallace of all people? I'm not sure myself. Unlike most magical homicides, this school is filled with plenty of mages. There has to be a long list of suspects. Isn't there anything we can do? I'm going to go investigate what happened. Cuthbert. Yes? He hasn't accepted you as his attorney yet. You don't even know if you'll be working this case. But I know that he's innocent. I just can't sit here and do nothing. Well, I clearly can't stop you, but please remember that being an attorney is your job. It's not charity work. Don't come crying to me if you run out of gold. Right. Anyways, I still have some business to take care of in the city. Will you two be okay handling this? I'm surprised she's reacting like this after a murder. Oh my goodness. Yes, we'll take care of this. Good. I'll leave everything to you then. Goodbye. Alright, let's go, Celeste. Right. Would you like to save your progress? Abso-toodalutely. Okay. So... we'll just overwrite these as we go. There's also a delete option, I see. It's interesting. It's been a few hours since Wallace was arrested. You and Celeste were with him during the lockdown, so the Inquisition had to take your statements. The more they questioned you, the more you could tell that they had doubts about your testimony. You'll need to do more if you want to establish an alibi for Wallace. That took longer than I expected. We've already lost a lot of time talking to the Inquisition, but we should be free to roam around now. Where should we go first? The crime scene sounds like a good start. We still need to figure out what actually happened. Ruby said that the body was found in Lecture Hall 2B. It's in the west wing of the school. All right, that seems like a good place to start. Oh no. Classroom 2B. Hey, stop right there! As you try to enter the classroom, you're stopped by one of the Inquisition Knights. I'm the defense attorney for the accused. We have a right to investigate the crime scene. Yeah, from what I've heard, the kid doesn't have an attorney yet. Right, you haven't been able to talk to Wallace about that yet. It's quite alright. Let them in. Arya Steelwind, the prosecutor. Lady Steelwind! Do not call me that. While you work under me, you will address me as Prosecutor Steelwind. Yes, Prosecutor Steelwind. Let's stop making enough jokes. Classroom 2B or not 2B? That's the question.
Cool.
What's
I'm
that?
infectious.
What'd you say?
I said I'm infectious, apparently.
What's that smell? As you enter the classroom, you find yourself inhaling a sour and rancid odor. The stench is so overwhelming, your eyes begin to tear up. Don't worry, you eventually get used to the smell. What are you even doing here, Steelwind? I'm here to coordinate the investigation. You look around the crime scene. There isn't a single Inquisition Knight in the room. Isn't that the Inquisition's job? Due to the circumstances, I've decided to handle this case personally. Well, since we got you here, could we ask you some questions about what happened? Can I assume that you're planning to defend this case? That would make you my opponent. What do I have to gain from helping you? Right. However, I would be willing to answer your questions, but only if you answer some of mine as well. Oh, okay. What could you possibly want to ask you? Okay. Well, what do you want to do? Do you want to examine Neff, or do you want to have a conversation?
As much as I hate the thought of it, let's talk to her.
Okay. Questions for us. Miss McCoy, it's my understanding you were adopted. Would you happen to know who your birth parents are? Hey, isn't that too personal of a question? You agreed to answer my questions, didn't you? But I didn't think you meant... It's fine, Tyrion. I'm fine with answering if it helps Wallace. She's sad. I don't know who my birth parents are. I've never tried looking for them. I see. If I recall correctly, your spell compendium only contained one spell. Considering your upbringing, how did you learn Mage Blade in the first place? I bought a scroll from a merchant a few years ago. It had Mage Blade spell formula on it. But I know more than one spell now. I actually just learned a few new spells today. I'm sorry, spells as in plural? How long did it take you to learn these spells? A few hours, I think. She learned multiple spell formulas within a few hours, so you can see some of these thoughts thanks to Tyrion's Eye of Horus. What was that just now? I see. Well, I think that's all I need to ask for now. Okay. She's sharing information about the investigation for that? Why is she so interested in Celeste all of a sudden? Can we talk to her more? Rancid smell. I can't take it anymore. That smell is driving me crazy. What is that? From what I understand, there was a bit of an accident a few days ago. Happened during one of the classes that the headmaster was teaching. He misread the instructions for an alchemy experiment, and as a result, he accidentally produced this rancid-smelling vapor. Vapor? It's not poisonous, is it? Of course not. I wouldn't be standing here if it were. It's just extremely unpleasant to the senses. Foul classroom smell. Weeks ago, the headmaster performed an alchemy experiment and incorrectly... performed an alchemy experiment incorrectly. The resulting chemical reaction produced a rancid yet harmless vapor that still lingers in the room. Okay. The murder. Do you know what happened here, Steelwind? Well, it all began when the City Watch received a call from the Academy. Supposedly there was an attack on campus grounds and the entire building was put on lockdown. The City Watch set up a perimeter around the building while they waited for the system to deactivate. What? Couldn't the Academy have let them in once the scene was secure? I'm not sure about the specifics, but supposedly the lockdown can't be shut down manually. You'll have to ask one of the Academy's admins if you want to know more. Anyways, you two were also present during the lockdown, am I correct? Did either of you see anything suspicious? No, but we actually met the professor that morning. She was still alive then. I see. That does match with the accounts from our other witnesses. Do you have any idea where she went after she left the library? The headmaster gave us express permission to be here. If you have an issue with that, then take it up with him. I'll have you know that I was on my way to do just that. She said that she was going to meet with the headmaster. He also mentioned that when I questioned him. She attended the meeting as planned. If the headmaster met with Bellwether, you'll probably want to speak with him next. She must have found her way into this classroom afterward. Would you happen to have a map of the academy? I do. I have extra copies if you'd like one. What is it? There's only one direct path from the headmaster's office to this lecture hall. But I wonder if she took any detours. Imperial Academy map. Let's look at the map. Oh, Tyrion, I almost forgot. Uh-oh. Since this is our first official case together, I wanted to show you something that I learned. Okay, what is it? Reperio Arcanum. She just said that. What was that? That is the incantation for the Detect Magic spell. Detect Magic? Wait, does that mean... Yep, we can see magical traces while we're examining crime scenes now. Oh. Celeste can now cast a Detect Magic spell while examining a location. Press the Detect Magic button to make magical trees visible. If there are any magical traces at your location, you'll see a colored overlay. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Liz, what would you like to do first? Would you like to see anything before we detect magic?
Let's look at the body outline.
The body outline. I can't believe the professor is dead. We just saw her this morning. There's a chalk outline around where her body was. It appears that most of this blood came from her abdomen. Is that where the fatal wound was? There's a lot of blood in this puddle, but there's no trail leading to it. And there aren't any magical traces anywhere else in the room. I doubt the murderer used magic to clean it. Does that mean the murderer attacked her in this room? Maybe, but it's hard to say for certain. Bloodstain under the body has been added to your notes. Okay. Let's see. We have a few more places we could look. What's over here? The lecture hall is a window with a view. I feel like I'd just stare outside all day if I had to attend class here. You're not much of a student, are you? I just can't spend hours sitting in one place. I need to move around. She was pretty antsy while you were studying in the library earlier. How have you learned so many spells if you're so distractible? I don't know. I just learned a spell formula and cast stuff. I see. Is that not normal? We have here. It's a painting of some sort of musician. There's some text written below it. Dr. Nicholas Gusu, inventor of the Arcane engine. His work revolutionized trade and travel across the seas. He was well known for not discriminating between the common folk and the nobility, judging his assistants based purely on their merit. When he wasn't conducting research within the Imperial Academy, he was known to compose symphonies for the king in his free time. Looks like he was a man of many talents. Okay. This must be where the students sit during lectures. I can't imagine sitting in one place all day. Have you never attended a school before? No, we never had a proper school in Cornhaven. I mainly got my education from books that my parents brought from traveling merchants. What about you? I used to attend a public school in my hometown, but after Miss Tamora adopted me, she handled my education personally. I didn't have a good reaction to that. What do we have here? Oh, they have books here too. They appear to be textbooks about alchemy. Ah, lame. Oh, that's it. Okay. There's nothing else, so shall we detect magic?
Let's do it.
Imperio Arcanum. Okay. Oh, okay. So we have a green spot and a purple spot. Liz, what would you like to look at first?
Green.
Green. There's a trace of illusion magic next to the body. We believe that the suspect donned an illusory disguise immediately after murdering the victim. Using his disguise, he discreetly made his way back to the library unnoticed. Assuming that Wallace isn't the murderer, the real killer must have used a similar disguise, which means no one would have seen them leave this classroom. It'll be harder to find any witnesses that saw the perpetrator. All right, and then purple. What? What's wrong? There's a trace of necromancy on the body. Necromancy? Isn't necromancy the type of magic that creates undead? She's not just going to get up and walk away, right? We're honestly not sure. That's part of the reason why I've stationed myself here. What does that have to do with Wallace? Oh, you didn't know? Wallace Nightgrave is a necromancer. He's a what? We believe he drained her life force completely using a necromancy spell. That's why there are no visible wounds. Here's the autopsy report. It will tell you everything you need to know. Died at 2:01 p.m. Body shows no signs of cuts or bruising. The alchemist report has verified that death was not caused by poison or disease. Body shows traces of necromancy and illusion magic. Cause of death is not apparent, but very likely caused by necromancy magic. Interesting autopsy report. It really isn't that conclusive, right?
But there seems to be something going on here that this person is guessing.
Who, Steelwind, you mean?
Yes, because here's the problem I have. The illusory spell could be used not only to walk away undetected, but how about show up next to the professor as somebody she trusts?
Exactly. In reverse.
Mm-hmm.
I see your point, yeah. But in the modern day, even the Inquisition doesn't commonly deal with necromancy. They're all on edge about what other spells he might have used. So I'm here to make sure that nothing unholy happens to the body. You can't believe it. You heard of stories of necromancers before, but why would Wallace be studying something like that? But even if Wallace is a necromancer, aren't there plenty of other mages who can cast necromancy spells? This is an academy for mages, after all. No, there are no laws against it, but the knowledge required to learn necromancy is heavily controlled. No one in their right mind would dare teach necromancy beyond basic healing magic. Frankly, I'm surprised even one student at this school was allowed to learn it. I can see why. Because of this specific piece of evidence, we know that he's the murderer. But it's still too convenient. That's the first time you've seen a thought from Steelwind. Normally you can only see thoughts from people who are stressed or excited. You doubt that Miss Steelwind is excited, so is something causing her to be stressed? Is there something you're not telling us, Steelwind? Because something tells me this case isn't as straightforward as you claim it is. If you truly believe that, then why don't you prove it? The eye can't see any more thoughts from her. She must be subconsciously guarding her mind now. But she's clearly hiding something. Okay. So, see, here we have the notes. So I wanted to look at the map. All right, so we can't drag this map anywhere. Here's the library, the headmaster's office, and we're in 2B in the corner. So we have a storage closet over here and other lecture halls over here. Maybe Neff, a convenient place to use the illusion magic to become somebody else, if that's what you were suggesting?
Indeed.
There's a kitchen on the way here too. Okay. We're going to save our game. Just overwrite here. And we're going to move to the... Well, they said to look for the headmaster, right? So maybe it's in the foyer? Or okay, we have to move. No, we missing something here? Do we have to talk? Oh, here we go. We have a couple more options we missed. How was the body discovered? Do you know how the body was discovered? 2 members of the kitchen staff spotted her collapsed inside this classroom. They reported the situation to the campus admin while they attempted to save her life. But it was too late. The professor already passed away by the time any healers arrived. Those 2 staff members, who were they? Believe their names were Valentina and Valerie Ioannis. They're apparently sisters. Orem was the one who collected their statements. Did he notice anything off about their behavior? From what he said, they had a few quirks, but nothing too suspicious. Quirks? He told me they were running and spinning around him during questioning. What does that mean? I have no idea. Perhaps they were still on edge after finding their coworker murdered. You'll definitely want to speak with those staff members. Who discovered the body has been added to your notes. Alright. Why is Wallace a suspect? We already told the Inquisition this, but Wallace was with us the entire time. He couldn't have committed the murder. Yeah, he has a perfect alibi. Strong, maybe, but his alibi is far from perfect. Miss McCoy herself told us that. There was a small time period when she wasn't with him. What? Right, it was when I came to check on you after you knocked over that shelf. I got a little lost on my way back to Wallace. But still, we only lost each other for a few minutes. That may be, but unless his alibi is airtight, the evidence in this room proves that it was him. What do you mean? It'll be easier to explain once you examine it yourself, which we did already. We have nothing else to look at, right? We did this. Imperium Arcanum. Oh, okay, now we have 2 more options. Let's see. Liz, the kitchen or the headmaster's office?
Let's go to the kitchen. I want to see those strange witnesses.
Hello, is anyone there? It looks like there's no one here right now. Maybe we should check somewhere else. Oh, okay.
So much for that.
Okay, we're going here. You follow the map that Steelwind gave you, and you arrive at the headmaster's office. Oh, hello there. He's an old man. I wasn't expecting guests today. Sorry for coming unannounced. You must be... My name is Theodore Redmond. I'm the headmaster of the Wyvern Imperial Academy. Theodore Redmond, occupation headmaster. And judging from your appearance, you must be the protege of Ruby Tamora. I find it interesting his arcane art is illusion. To what do I owe the pleasure? They must be here to investigate the murder. Wait, Eris? I thought you went to see Wallace. Unfortunately, the Inquisition is questioning him right now. They aren't allowing visitors. He must be so scared right now. I hope he's okay. Right, she had the same experience not too long ago. If there's anything I can do to help, please let me know. Okay. Let us talk. The murder. This is terrible. To think that one of my prized students would be accused of murder. We heard your voice on the intercom when the lockdown happened. Are you the one who triggered it? Yes, I activated it when I received the call from one of the staff. They reported that Professor Bellwether had been attacked. The headmaster's actions. He activated the Academy's lockdown system in response to receiving a call from security. Call reported that Catherine Bellwether had been fatally wounded. How does the lockdown system work? It's an artificery network that covers the entire Academy. In the event of an emergency, I can activate it using this stone. The headmaster pulls out a glowing stone from his desk. You can hear the hum of magical energy emanating from it. Once activated, the system creates magical barriers throughout the building. It's designed to contain and protect each room in the building. Could a powerful mage breach any of these barriers? I doubt it. The barriers can withstand a great amount of force. They even block mages from teleporting through them. And once activated, even I can't turn it off for an hour. The Academy lockdown system. Wallace Nightgrave. What can you tell me about Wallace? Earlier you said he was one of your prized students. Sad. I just need to understand. Why did the prosecutor say he was a necromancer? Because technically, he is one. What? But why would he study something like that? Necromancy is probably one of the most dangerous and most scrutinized schools of magic. Its image has been long tainted by stories of dark wizards raising armies of the undead. However, it doesn't just control the forces of death, it also controls the forces of life. Forces of life. The truth is that healing magic is also classified as necromancy. Most healers don't care to admit it because of the stigma it has. But that's why Wallace is studying it. He wants to become a doctor. But there are plenty of mages who know healing magic. Why is Wallace being singled out? For years he's been studying necromancy beyond basic healing magic. He believes that high-level necromancy could revolutionize modern medicine. Unfortunately, many among the faculty don't see it that way. Wallace doesn't hail from a noble house. He's a mage that was born among the common folk. He's like me. Many of the faculty fear that he'll use his knowledge to raise armies of undead, just like the necromancers of old. The Imperial Academy isn't even permitted to teach it to students beyond basic healing magic. Then why did you allow him to study it? After everything that has happened to him, I made an exception. Everything that has happened to him? I'm not at liberty to say more. You'll have to ask him if you wish to know more. Well, okay. Wallace's spell compendium? If you plan on defending Wallace, you'll need his spell compendium, am I correct? Yes, having a client's compendium is instrumental to acquitting them. You may find that a bit difficult. You see, after a certain incident, he destroyed his compendium. What? Why would he do that? Doesn't he need that to use magic? A spell compendium is a device mages use to keep track of what spells they can cast. It's really convenient for remembering the formulas and incantations of your spells, but it's not actually required to use magic. I thought of destroying mine a long time ago, but they're really expensive. Luckily, I have an unintuited spell compendium right here. I'd be more than happy to give it to you if it helps Wallace. Oh, thanks. Wallace just needs to maintain physical contact with it for 10 minutes. After that, the compendium will attune to his magic. Just make sure that you don't let another mage like Celeste hold it. Once it attunes to a mage, no one else can use it. Ooh. Okay. Wait, but then how did you... Wonderful. I just hope you can persuade Wallace to attune to it. That glitch happened again, right?
Yeah.
Something's fishy here, Liz. Like somebody's erasing our memories. Kind of feels like how it is, right? It's just skipping something else, right?
Yeah, glitch in the matrix.
See. Catherine Bellwether. What can you tell me about Catherine Bellwether? Ooh, sadness, anger, and surprise. Oh boy. Lot of emotions there. That was a whole mess. I just said that. That was a whole mess of emotions. She was rather unpleasant to work with. Can you think of any enemies she might have had? You might as well list everyone who attended this school. Eris, it's best to be blunt with these sort of things. As you saw this morning, she had a pretty abrasive attitude toward the students. Many people in the school did not care for her. Maybe she wasn't the nicest person. Yep. But would that really be enough to motivate someone to murder her? She'd often target and harass students, especially those who are from the common folk. She even made a habit of expelling those students for minor infractions. For commoners, magic can be our ticket out of poverty. I can't imagine how it'd feel to have that opportunity unfairly taken from you. She put so much pressure on those students, some of them even left the academy of their own volition. They couldn't handle her constant verbal abuse. Even then, would that really be enough motive to commit murder? The human psyche is a fragile thing. It's astounding what someone might do when pushed far enough. What about her relationship with the faculty? In some cases, it was worse than it was with the students. She'd often treat the staff like her personal servants. I received many complaints from them about her behavior. Sorry if this sounds rude, but why didn't you just fire her if she was such a big problem? She's used her position to curry favor with the noble houses over the years. As you can imagine, the Academy's board is controlled by the nobility. If I ever tried to remove her, they would probably support her over me. Bellwether's reputation. Ooh. Alright. Anything else? The meeting. I heard you had a meeting scheduled with Professor Bellwether this morning. What time was this, and when did the meeting end? Our meeting was scheduled for noon. She arrived on time, and our meeting lasted until 1 p.m. Did anything seem off about her to you? No, she seemed to be her usual self. With surprise. You detect a trace of fear, or is it nervousness? If you don't mind me asking, what was the purpose of your meeting? We met to discuss routine administrative matters. Despite our personal disagreements, we knew to stay civil when discussing professional affairs. More fear. But to be perfectly honest, it did always feel like I was treading on eggshells when speaking with her. But you were her superior, weren't you? Didn't she respect your authority? We had many arguments about how I was managing the academy, and she was very vocal about her distaste for the common folk students. She was difficult, to say the least. That's it. Can we examine anything in this room? There's a window with a view of a garden. The headmaster has a nice view from up here. A small table for guests. Is that wine? No, actually it's just apple juice. Oh, pff.
Sure.
Choice beverage, huh?
Uh-huh.
Most of my guests are students after all. Sure. It is an he is a arcane illusion, so maybe that's the illusion of apple juice, and maybe is something bubbly underneath. Huh? A painting of someone looks like some sort of professor. That's Professor Lucas Gilbert. He was an instructor here many decades ago. He was well beloved by the students here, and he was quite the accomplished scholar. This was all despite him lacking the ability to use magic. He studied magic without actually being able to use it? Yes, he was quite remarkable. Unfortunately, we lost him to illness very early in his life. There's a fireplace with some burning wood. It looks pretty cozy. Oh. It's a painting of a mage, but he doesn't quite look like a noble. Oh, that's Jason Steelwind, one of the chosen mages of the Scale Lord. Oh, that's, the other Steelwind's father, I guess? As in, yes, he's the earliest recorded ancestor of House Steelwind. Oh, okay, so he's a grandfather, I guess. Legends say the Scale Lord bestowed his power upon him and his allies to create the first mages. Wow, it's hard to even tell that he and the prosecutor belong to the same bloodline. As with all the noble houses, House Steelwind has quite humble beginnings. If only they'd remember where they came from. Alright. Detect magic.
Prepario Arcanum.
Nope, no magic. So I think we're done here. Save.
The kitchen.
To the kitchen. Hello, is anyone there? Be right there. Sorry, but the cafeteria is closed right now. It's Sarah. No, it's no. Actually, we're here to investigate the murder. We heard that 2 members of the kitchen staff discovered the body. Oh, that would be me. I'm Valentina Iannis. Valentina Iannis, kitchen staff. How about the other person? Do you know where they are right now? Oh, that would be my sister, Valerie. But I think she's somewhere else on campus right now. If you're with those Knights, we've already told them everything we know. Actually, we're investigating separately from them. I wanted to ask you some questions about what you saw. Sure, I'm going to have to remember those details again. She is not a mage, no arcane art, like Tyrion. To start, can you tell us how you and your sister discovered the body? Right. My sister and I were walking in the hallway from the kitchen to the west exit. We spotted the professor in a nearby classroom. She was lying on the floor and bleeding. Sad, anger, fear. I used an emergency communication device to call for help. While I was doing that, my sister tried to wake her up. More fear. That would imply that Valerie thought that she could be resuscitated. Did she know if the professor was still alive or not? We're not sure, but she wasn't responding at all. She wasn't breathing and she didn't have a pulse. Let's see. What can you tell me about Catherine Bellwether? Sad, anger, fear. Yeah, another set of complicated emotions. Well, I guess there's no point in hiding it anymore. She was a horrible person. She was really terrible to all of us. By all of us, do you mean the Academy staff? Yeah, she always treated us like her personal servants. Sometimes she'd make messes on purpose, just so she could order us to clean it up. Anger. This probably sounds terrible, but I'm sure a lot of people are glad she's gone. I just hope we can still keep our jobs. Ooh. Interesting. Now, why would she be worried about that? Did you ever feel like your job was at risk because of Bellwether? Yes, actually. She was actually planning to fire all the staff. All the staff? Oh, because of those,
Automatons, yeah.
Right, automatons. That's a good way. That can't be true, can it? The Academy needs the staff to function. I'm not sure about the details. That's just what Jan told us. Who's Jan? He's one of the Academy's custodians, I guess, Jan. You can probably find him cleaning the halls if you look around. Wallace. What do you know about the suspect in this case? His name is Wallace Nightgrave. He's a student here. He's that scary kid, right? The one that raises undead? Those are just rumors. He would never do something like that. But he studies necromancy, right? Have you ever actually met him? No, but I've heard the rumors. He's always hanging around the cemetery. I'm sure he's just biding time, waiting for his chance to raise an army. It can't be helped that people think of him that way, but you can't help but be a little annoyed on his behalf. Let's examine. Celeste, this room was close to the crime scene. Could you cast Detect Magic and scan for magical traces? Sure. Did he just say scan for magical traces? Uh-oh. Oh, I'll just get out of your way then. Wow, she just bolted out of the room. What was that about?
Guilty.
Let's see. Well, we can look at some of these items first if you want. Anything, Liz? Or you just want to detect magic? Anything piques your interest?
Let's just detect magic.
Prepario Arcanum.
Nope, nothing. Okay.
That's it. Ran away.
We gotta look. We gotta do some investigating. Something stinks here.
All right, we'll start with the food. Several commonly used ingredients are close to the cooking area. What'd you say?
I said that better not stink. The food, that is.
Oh, that's all that. Okay, barrels. Maybe some more apple juice in these barrels.
Hard
It's a
cider.
What'd you say?
Hard cider.
Oh, there you go. Or maybe some mead. It's a barrel full of some sort of drink. I wonder, it's probably not lotus juice, Celeste. Lotus juice from the last time we played. Oh, it's a plate of bread. They probably serve these as sides to the entrees. Don't get any ideas, Tyrion. What? Remember when we went to that fancy restaurant? You just kept ordering breadsticks and butter. That's me at Olive Garden. The bread is free. I might as well take advantage of it. You know eating that many carbs isn't good for you. Yeah, that too for me. Yeah. I'm so on level with Tyrion on that statement. There's a rack of cooking implements hanging from the wall. Valentina must use these to cook for the students. To set up pots for cooking soups and the like. They must serve the students meals on these plates. It's a shame they had to close the kitchen due to the investigation. There's a large sack of produce in the corner. There's some wine here, too. That must be for the professors. There's the wine, yep. Up. A large cooking station here. They must prepare the meals in bulk here. Alright, I think that's it. I don't really see anything else. Okay, so now... You said the hallway, right? To run to this janitor? Save. You spot Valentina again. She's speaking to someone in a blue-collar uniform. Could he be the custodian that she mentioned? Oh boy. Jan, where have you been? You still haven't fixed the plumbing in the kitchen sinks. Someone just died. Can't we take the day off for once? You're causing trouble for me and Valentina. Please be reasonable. Oh, this is a question mark. This could be actually be the twin sister, right? Wait, why is Valentina suddenly speaking in third person? Oh, hello. Valentina? Oh, my apologies. I can see why you're confused. I'm not Valentina. I'm her sister, Valerie. Valerie Ionis, kitchen staff. Are you trying to trick us or something? You look exactly the same. You remember reading about something like this before. You two are identical twins, aren't you? You're both genetically identical to each other. Yes, we are. Wait, this means that she was the one who discovered the body alongside Valentina. Since we have you here, do I mind if I ask you some questions about what happened? I'm terribly sorry, but I've already spent a lot of time looking for Jan here. I'm really behind on my work. But Jan was also nearby when we discovered the body. I'm sure he can answer your questions. Before you have a chance to object, Valerie quickly walks away. Wait! Do you want me to go after her? I'm pretty sure I can catch up to her. No, we don't want to scare those two more than we already have. Anyways, Valerie said that Jan was around when the murder happened. Maybe he saw something. Jan Hughes, custodian. Jan, was it? Do you mind if we ask you some questions about what happened? Really? Well, whatever. At least I have an excuse to take a break now. So, Jan, are you a part of the staff here? Yep, I'm a janitor. I clean and I do odd jobs here and there. Well, apparently that's all he has to say about that. Valerie mentioned you were close to Lecture Hall 2B before they found Bellwether. What were you doing when the twins discovered the body? I was cleaning the halls. Bellwether knocked over a vase and there were shards and dirt everywhere. Wait, you saw the professor before the twins arrived? Yeah, like I said, she broke the vase right in this hallway. It was probably 20 to 30 minutes before the twins found the body. You might have been the last person to see her alive. Did you see where she went after breaking the vase? Yeah, I think she went into that room over there. John points to the lecture hall the Bellwether was found in. Did you see anyone else enter the lecture hall? I'm honestly not sure. I was more worried about cleaning the mess she made. Well, did you notice anything off about her? She was in a pretty bad mood, but honestly, that's pretty normal for her. She was walking real slow. I didn't notice her at first, and she basically shoved me out of her way. After that, she knocked over that vase. I didn't even say anything after that, but she still yelled at me to be quiet. Did you see where she went after that? Not really, but the only thing in that direction is Lecture Hall 2B. Can't imagine her going anywhere else. Okay. John's statement added to your notes. Anything else? What can you tell me about Catherine Bellwether? I've heard that she had a pretty bad relationship with the staff. She had a bad relationship with just about everyone. Students, the other teachers, I can't think of many people who actually did get along with her. Should you have your own share of bad experiences with her? Yeah, she'd always yell at me when I was taking too long to get a job done. I had to say it, but things are a lot more peaceful around here without her. That's blunt to say the least, but you can't exactly blame him for thinking that. Valentina mentioned something interesting. Did you tell her that Bellwether was going to fire the academy staff? Yeah, I remember that. What made you think that she was going to do something like that? You know those arcane constructs in the library? Those figures you mentioned before, Neff? Bellwether was the one that ordered them. Oh yeah, they're so cool. Well, a few weeks ago, I overheard a meeting she was having with the headmaster. From what I heard, she was planning to order more constructs and entirely replace the staff. Oh. Well, I'm sure the headmaster rejected her proposal. I don't know. From the way she was talking, it sounded like he didn't have a say in the matter. But only a headmaster will have the authority to fire the staff. Why would she be that confident? Don't know. All I know is that she hated having common folk in the schools, even among the staff. She was really miffed as he was hiring common folk from the community center. Bellwether's plan has been added to your notes. Anything else? Can we examine? We have a couple of things here. It's the entrance to a lecture hall. The door says it's lecture hall 2F. It's the entrance to a lecture hall. The door says it's lecture hall 2H. Let me guess, this is 2D. 2D, hey! This must be 2B then. Yep, this is the lecture. Yeah. This is a lecture hall where Bellwether's body was found. Okay. There's something here. Door leads to some kind of storage closet. Doesn't appear to be anything of note inside. Detect magic?
Arcanum.
None. Okay. So we're done here. Let's see. Let me save. And we've been here, we've been here, we've been here, we've been here. We have not been here yet, right?
Righto.
It's over. My life is over. Uh-oh. Wallace? Eep, who are you? What do you want? Wallace, it's Celeste and Tyrion from the library, remember? Oh, right. How are you doing? Apparently not well. Please tell me you're going to get me out of here. I keep telling them that I didn't do it, but they still won't let me go. I'm sorry, Wallace, but they found traces of necromancy magic on the body. And because of that, they're going to push your case to trial. What? Are they going to execute me? Uh-oh. This can't be happening. I can feel these walls closing in. I can't breathe. Please calm down. We know that you're innocent. With that said, would you let me represent you in court? Oh, right. You said that you were a lawyer, but I don't really have any money to pay you with. Don't worry about that. For now, let's just focus on getting you acquitted. What? Do they seriously want to help me? No, they want something from me, but... Well, I guess it doesn't matter anyways. It's not like I have anything else to lose. That's not exactly the reaction you were expecting, but at least he's cooperating. Alright, let's talk. I don't understand. I was with you in the library the entire time, but why do they still think I'm the murderer? It makes no sense. Unless... Unless? You told the Inquisition, right? Did you tell them that I'm innocent? Did they frame me? We did, but as we said before, there are traces of necromancy on the body. And with the state of the body, they believe she was murdered with a necromancy spell. Apparently that makes you their prime suspect. I see. Wallace, we heard about the type of magic you're studying. Don't worry, the headmaster explained it to us already. You just want to use necromancy to become a doctor, right? I understand that you have reservations about talking about your magic, but in order to build the case for you, I need your spell compendium. I don't have one. I know, Eris already told us about that. That's why she gave us a blank one for you to attune to. Do I have to? It's your life on the line, and we need all the information we can get to help you. Sorry, you're right. I'll attune to it. Spell compendium has been added to your notes. Wallace Nightgrave's spell compendium. It contains the formulas for the following spells: Prestidigitation, Mend Wounds, Illusory Disguise, Revive, Animate Corpse, and Necrotic Blight. Didn't we run into Prestidigitation before? What was that?
I was gonna say necrotic blight. That sounds so pleasant.
Oh, here we go. Prestidigitation. The caster creates a simple and harmless visual effect around their hand. This effect will last for as long as they maintain okay, we saw this in the previous case, right? I think so, yeah. Mend Wounds heals the wounds of the target over the casting time. Wounds of the target are magically healed without leaving any scars or bruises. The spell can't restore missing limbs, nor can it revive someone who has already died. Incantation Menace. Illusory Disguise. Illusio. Places an illusion on the target to completely change their visual appearance. The disguise moves with the target for the duration. The disguise can make the target look 1 foot larger or smaller. Elements hidden by the spell are made invisible. And elements created by the spell are purely visual. You cannot make physical contact with it. Cannot make physical contact with it. Okay. Interesting rule. Revive. Vivify. Floods the target with life energy in an attempt to resuscitate them. It did not heal wounds sustained. Results may vary, but it cannot resuscitate someone who has been dead for more than a minute. Animate Corpse. Necros. Duration 8 hours. Reanimates the target using life energy, creating an undead minion for the duration. The minion follows the caster's orders, but its intelligence is limited and it cannot speak. The minion can end the spell prematurely, but will only do so if ordered to by the caster. Once the spell is ended, the undead will return to being a dead body. Oh my goodness. Necros. Sounds like Macross. I don't know why it reminds me of that. Necrotic Blight. Blighto. Point index finger. Pulls all the life energy from the target, resulting in instant death. There you go, Neff. This spell does not wound the target, nor does it leave any physical evidence, but it still leaves a magical trace. So, that would probably somebody else might have cast that if it wasn't the guy we're defending. You understand the reason why you're studying this type of magic, but the spells in this compendium are still pretty gruesome. It's a little terrifying that spells like this even exist. Sorry, I know I was being difficult. A long time ago, I showed my compendium to someone I trusted. After she saw my necromancy spells, she told everyone in the academy. This also when Professor Bellwether started coming after me. I'm sorry, that must have been hard for you. But at least you had Eris. Yeah, I did. How did you and Eris become friends anyways? Ooh, fear. Another hint of fear from her? Are her fears related to Eris? Oh, it's a bit of a strange story. Sometimes the other students would steal their ID number off of my locker. Then they'd switch it with the one on another locker. They thought it was funny whenever the owner got angry with me. Eris had a bit of a reputation around our school. I'm not sure why, but everyone was scared of her, even the students from the nobility. Probably due to some baseless rumors. One day someone switched my nameplate with hers. I was so scared when she approached me I couldn't even say anything. But she didn't get angry like the others. She just apologized and gave me back my nameplate. After that, she randomly started talking to me whenever she saw me. We became friends after that. That's nice. It's a good thing he was able to find a friend in a place like that. So I have to ask, if it's caused you so much trouble, why are you still studying necromancy? I want to use it to become a doctor. The headmaster told us the same thing, but you could have just stopped after learning the healing spells. Why are you learning spells that can steal people's life force and raise undead? Life and death are two sides of the same coin. That's the key principle behind necromancy. The first undead was actually a failed attempt to resurrect a human using magic. Why? I never knew that. Right now, basic necromancy can only heal injuries and wounds, but it can't do anything for diseases or deformities. If I could just keep studying, I know I can create a new type of necromancy. One that can cure diseases and save lives. He specifically wants to cure diseases. Did something happen to him to motivate him that much? I think I can already guess the answer to this question, but how is your relationship with Catherine Bellwether? It is exactly what you'd expect. After word got out about what I was studying, Professor Bellwether would always target me. She'd start yelling at me for the smallest mistakes. She'd do that to some of the other students too, and she'd focus on the ones that were poor like me. That's terrible. I'd wake up each day dreading the possibility that she'd notice me in the hallways. I knew how to avoid her and stay out of her way, but sometimes she'd just come looking for me. I can't believe that after everything she did, she's just gone. You must have mixed emotions about what happened. I honestly don't know how I feel about it. To be honest, I always wish she would just disappear. But now that it's finally happened, I just feel even more afraid. It feels like she's going to come back from the grave to haunt me. Even with Bellwether gone, his trauma will still probably linger. I think I'm starting to put things together now. Have you figured something out? Yeah, I just need to take some time to think through everything. The prosecution wants to implicate Wallace despite his alibi. They wouldn't have a reason to do this unless the evidence heavily implicated him. Uh-oh. Let's save. Can we save? This is a little turning point here. We've learned that Wallace is a necromancer, and he's the only person at the Academy that's capable of high-level necromancy. How does the evidence implicate Wallace? If a magical trace, a bloody weapon, a rancid smell, a witness.
Well, it was a magical trace
Uh-huh.
of necromancy
Uh-huh.
was found
Uh-huh.
was it beside the body or on the body itself?
On the body. Oh, on the body, outside the academy, in the hallway, or in the classroom.
Remember, because it was that purple thing.
Right.
You saw?
Mm-hmm.
So that was the necromancy.
A magical trace of necromancy was found on the body. There's a trace of necromancy on the body. This means that they think Wallace used one of his necromancy spells. Even without seeing the traces, it's pretty obvious that magic was used on the body. Right, because there aren't any wounds on it, and the autopsy report found no signs of poison or disease. Which spell do they think Wallace used? If I know Prosecutor Steele one, she probably already has a theory on which spell he might have used. The prosecution will probably argue that Wallace used one of his spells to kill Bellwether. Karam, I'll leave this to you. Which spell do I think Wallace used? Animate corpse.
Down one.
Necrotic blight.
Yeah.
This one, I agree. They'll probably say they used necrotic blight. That makes sense. Necrotic blight would have drained the life force from her body. Bloodstained under the body has been updated in your notes. This is pool of blood where Catherine Bellwether's body was. This is strange because she wouldn't have been wounded by necrotic blight. But that's where the contradiction lies. Let's suppose that Wallace did kill Bellwether using necrotic blight. There's something at the crime scene that wouldn't be there if that were true. What is wrong with the crime scene? Bellwether's body was covered in blood, right?
Not covered in blood, no.
Yeah.
Was found in blood, was missing in blood, was destroyed in blood. Was found in blood? Or was covered?
Covered in blood?
We look at this again? Let's see. Hold on. Spells, profile. What is the autopsy? Is there an autopsy report here? Who discovered the body? Enemy lockdown system.
Autopsy. Second row, first one.
Oh, autopsy. Duh, it says autopsy, JR. Okay. No signs of cuts or bruising, but there was blood, right? So. Okay. Bellwether's body was covered in blood. Necrotic Blight is a spell that doesn't inflict any visible wounds. There shouldn't have been any blood on the body. But then what really happened? That's the last piece. And if I had to guess, the information we need is being hidden by one of the witnesses who discovered the body. Valentina, she's definitely hiding something. Did you notice how she reacted when I asked you to scan the room? Yeah, she ran away. She didn't even try to be subtle about it. With the way she reacted, I think she may have been trying to hide herself from your detect magic. Which can only mean there's a What'd you say?
I wonder if the twins are arcane constructs. Maybe like
oh, that are more human-like, you think?
Yeah, to replace the staff.
Oh. I smell traces of Daniil Olivov from Isaac Asimov, I, Robot. My dad could tell you all about that because he grew up when I was young. Has a whole bookshelf of Isaac Asimov.
Nice.
It can only mean there's a magical trace on her. I wonder what she's trying to hide. There's only one way to find out. The next time you see her, could you subtly cast Detect Magic and scan her? All right. It's been a while since we talked to her. Valerie also mentioned they still had work to do today. She might be back in the Academy's kitchen now. We're done here, so save. And then move to the kitchen. Those two are finally gone. I can finally get some cleaning done. Okay, there she is. Use Detect Magic to scan her from here. Right. Just don't shout the incantation like you always do. I know that. Alright, here goes. Reparia Arcanum. What the? What is it? There's a trace of magic on her. I knew it. Which school of magic is it? It's necromancy. Aha! There's a trace of necromancy on her. What? Valentina's magical trace. Someone cast a necromancy spell on her with the last 48 hours. What do we do now? You're still not sure how this fits in with everything. For now, let's talk to her and see if we can get more information out of her. If all else fails, we can confront her with the evidence we have. Oh, it's you two again. They're back. Okay, just relax. All I have to do is repeat what I told them last time. Unfortunately for her, that won't work this time. Magic on the body. Miss Ionis, did you know that there's a trace of necromancy on Bellwether's body? That's what he used to kill the professor, right? A necromancy spell? That's the thing. If that were true, a lot of the evidence we found doesn't make sense. I think someone else cast a spell on the body. Uh-oh. Is it possible that you saw someone use magic on Bellwether? No, definitely not. Calm down. There's no way they know. Ooh. Her thoughts are an open book now. If you beat her into an argument, her thoughts might show you what she's hiding. Uh-oh. Valentina Ionis' psychological profile is complete. I guess we're gonna save if we're gonna have an argument coming up, right? Let's see. Argument. Here we go. Valentina clearly knows more than she's letting on. She found the body alongside her sister and reacted strangely when you mentioned someone may have used magic on the body. What is she hiding? Start an argument? Yes. Ugh. Miss Ionis, from the very beginning, I felt like you've been hiding something from us. Let me look at this. Okay, psychological profile. Valentina is more concerned with protecting herself than doing the right thing. She will continue to hide her secrets unless she thinks that doing so is dangerous for her. She sees Wallace as a villainous necromancer and will not feel pity for him. Okay, that's interesting. From the very beginning, I felt like you've been hiding something from us. There's something that you're not telling us about. What are you talking about? My conscience is clear. I've told you and the knights everything I know. I've got nothing to hide. I need to stay calm. Okay. Oh, this is what we have to use. Use this logic, intuition, or empathy. Use this against claims that contradict the piece of evidence. Use this against claims that contradict thoughts seen through an eye. Use this against claims that contradict the displayed emotion. I need to stay calm, but she's scared. So I guess empathy?
You can try it.
Yeah.
Miss Ionis, it's clear to anyone how nervous you are. I can practically see the fear you're emanating right now. Whoop, there you go. Just tell us the truth. It'll be a lot easier for the both of us. Let's say I were hiding something, which I'm not, by the way. I don't have to tell you anything. Why should I tell you anything? I know my rights. Appeal, rationalize, or threaten. Oh boy. Oh, okay. My client is innocent. By withholding your testimony, you're condemning him to a wrongful conviction. You have nothing to lose by telling us what happened. I know that you're not the murderer. I'll make sure you're protected. Or, you already given your statement to the Inquisition. If the truth comes out, what do you think they'll do when they realize you lied to them? Okay, Liz. Do you want to threaten, rationalize, or appeal? Let me know if you want to look at the options again.
I'd say threaten.
You want to threaten? Okay.
Yeah.
You've already given your statement to the Inquisition. If the truth comes out, what do you think they'll do when they realize you lied to them? Oh, there you go. Who are you protecting, Miss Ionis? You talk a big game, but I bet you can't actually prove anything, can you? You think I'm lying to protect someone? I don't know anyone who can use magic. I don't even know any mages. And I definitely didn't see anyone use magic on the body. Well, we only have one option here to present. I don't know anyone who can use magic, okay? Oh boy. Let's see here. Well, somebody cast necromancy on her, so that's a possibility there. Any other ideas?
Who else knows necromancy that we know about?
Profiles. Wallace. Nobody else.
Necromancy spell. Wallace is the only one.
Right.
lost because if he was, I don't think she mentioned knowing him.
Right. But this statement here could also kind of lead into that, you know, maybe she was aware when somebody cast it on her. So that could be one other reason. We'll look at the others here. Blessed in under the body. What's the spell compendium, the testimony, Jan's statement, Bellwether's reputation, autopsy report, who discovered the body, Headmaster's actions. Well, if it's something related to who we're talking to right now, this would be the only one that fits. So, we'll give this a shot. We've got a big lead in the health bar there, so let me see. You can't hide the truth from us, Miss Ionis. What? You said that you've never even seen a necromancy spell before. If that were true, then why is there a trace of necromancy on you? Wait, what? There's a trace of necromancy on me? Argument 1. Ta-da! What, did she not know about the spell that was cast on her? Oh, that's interesting. No, it doesn't make any sense. If she didn't know about the trace, she wouldn't have avoided Celeste back then. There must be an explanation for this. You successfully argued against Valentina Ionis. Does that mean we could talk to her some more? This is crazy. Why is there a trace of necromancy on me? Am I going to die? Am I going to become a zombie? That's strange. Is she really unaware that a spell was cast on her? Or is she playing dumb? Why doesn't Valentina know that the spell was necromancy? She knows that someone used magic on her, but she doesn't know that spell was necromancy. Let's see. Why doesn't Valentina know that the spell was necromancy? First we have the weapon, the witness, the room, the spell. We'll start with this.
Yeah.
The spell, cast, swung, who saw, contained. Will either be cast or contained. A bellwether within the lecture hall during the murder on Valentina. Well, we're talking about, if we're talking about the spell cast on Valentina, then this will make sense. Hit her, attacked her, killed her, healed her.
It could be healing magic that was done on her.
Okay, yeah, you could be right, because we went through all the spells that our defendant dude has, and a lot of those are healing spells, right?
Yeah.
All right. So the spell caster contained and Valentina healed her. The spell cast on Valentina healed her. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Yep.
Calm down, Miss Ionis. Not all necromancy spells relate to the undead. There we go. Healing spells are also from the school of necromancy. Healing spells? Oh, it was from that time she healed that cut. She, that implies that she knows a mage who studies healing magic. Ooh. Could that person be a student here? Sorry, I just remember that there's something else I have to do. I'll be right back. Uh-oh. Hey, come back here. She ran away again. I can catch her. There's no way she can outrun me. No, the Inquisition is still stationed around the surrounding areas. They'd probably intervene if we started harassing one of the witnesses. That's true, but we weren't able to learn anything. Actually, I did learn one thing. She has a friend who cast a healing spell on her. Really? How did you figure that out? Good deductive reasoning. Wow. Well, healing magic is also a form of necromancy, right? I guess that explains the trace on her. It's a good thing we know Wallace, otherwise we might have also thought that a necromancer was trying to kill her. Wait a minute. That's it. What? Did you figure something out? This whole time we've been wondering why there's a trace of necromancy on the body. It isn't because someone attacked Bellwether with a necromancy spell. It's because someone used necromancy in an attempt to heal her. Oh, I see. It doesn't matter what type of necromancy spell someone uses. Spells from the same school of magic leave the same type of trace. It's not just that. The body clearly has blood on it. What would happen if someone used a healing spell on a wounded body? It would close all of that body's wounds. In other words, it would remove any cuts or bruises. Well, interrogating Valentina may have been a dead end, but it still gave us just what we needed to win this case. I'm not so sure there was a dead end. What do you mean? It's not that suspicious that he asked someone to heal her if she injured herself. But if it's only that, why would she go to so much trouble to hide it? It's too coincidental. The wounds on the body were healed by an unknown person. The person who found the body is hiding the identity of a healer. They have to be the same person. I guess that makes sense. So what do we do now? Valentina is definitely onto us. I doubt we'll get a third chance to speak with her. Hopefully what we have now is enough to acquit Wallace. You've done everything you can. Use what you learned to poke holes in the prosecution's case. And if that doesn't work, you can drag Valentina onto the witness stand and pull the truth out of her. You just hope that what she is hiding is enough to acquit Wallace. I demand to know why you're still holding onto my rapier. It's a precious family heirloom and I want it back. It's evidence in the current case. Evidence the professor was killed with necromancy. Was she, though? Why are you asking me? You're the one who's investigating this. I suppose it doesn't matter. Just know that I will bring her murderer to justice, no matter who it may be. Who was that person?
And why all of a sudden a rapier being held?
All right. We'll save. And yeah, maybe we'll just, if this is the start of the trial, okay, courthouse lobby. So maybe we'll start the trial and then call it a night. Advance a little bit here. All right, it's time for the trial. Just take deep breaths and relax. Hi, Tyrion. Celeste. Don't sneak up on me like that. Why are you so nervous? It's not as if this is your first time defending someone. I can't help it. There's something about this building that just fills me with anxiety. It's too bad Ruby couldn't make it. I'd say that you should calm down for Wallace's sake, but there are so many people here. And they're all staring at me. Their eyes are prying into me like a pack of flesh-eating maggots. Gross. Don't worry, Wallace. Our investigation revealed a lot of weaknesses on the prosecution's case. We have a strong case for your acquittal. Okay. See, you can be confident when you want to be. It's strange. Something is calming about Wallace's anxiety. It's like he just absorbs the tension out of you and into himself. Okay, I love this cutscene with the judge always banging the gavel. Court is now in session for the trial of Wallace Nightgrave. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is also ready. Very well, let's begin the proceedings. Prosecutor Steelwind, could you please list the charges? The defendant is a student at the Wyverngard Imperial Academy. Mr. Nightgrave is charged with first-degree murder, negligent misuse of the arcane arts, and illegal practice of advanced necromancy. Necromancy? Do you mean to tell me that the defendant is a necromancer? I can't believe it. A necromancer in this day and age? How could the kingdom let this happen? Your Honor, I'd like to remind the court that they should view my client objectively. Of course, but one can easily see it from the list of charges. Necromancy plays a large role in the charges. Indeed, the crime occurred within the academy this morning. The victim is Catherine Bellwether, a professor at the school. Although there were no witnesses, traces of necromancy were detected on the body. Furthermore, the autopsy report shows that the body has no physical wounds. I see. Necromancy is the only type of magic that can harm an individual without physically wounding them. Additionally, the alchemist report shows no signs of poison or disease. Therefore, one can only conclude that a necromancer had committed the crime. As many of you know, necromancy is held under high scrutiny by the Crown. Aside from the defendant, no other students were permitted to learn advanced necrotic magic. As such, the defendant was the only mage in that building capable of committing the murder. I see. This is certainly compelling evidence. To properly present our case, the prosecution would like to call Commander Orm White to the stand. Commander White, please testify to the court about the Inquisition's findings. Yeah. Okay. This is where we'll stop. We'll save it in slot number 2. Okay, so that will wrap it up then for tonight. Liz, what do you think about the twins? Do you think they could still be, controllable people?
I think it's a possibility.
What are your other thoughts at the moment?
Obviously, I think Wallace tried to heal the body.
Right, that makes sense.
I mean, that's the only thing that makes sense why there wouldn't be any obvious wounds on the body while it was covered in blood.
Right. I'm a little suspicious about that silver-haired woman we saw in the last cutscene there.
Oh yeah, the noble woman with her rapier.
Yeah. The rapier, Neff.
Yes, seems like she wanted to make a point.
Yeah,
back. Sorry, it's been a night.
Yes.
So I'm trying to figure this out, and I'm going, okay. So now we might actually have a murder weapon, but do we have a murderer?
Right. We don't have a murderer, and we certainly don't have a motive beside, the whole school loathing this person, right? What do you think?
But,
Yeah, go ahead.
so I was going to say, well, I mean, if everybody hates her, maybe everybody's hiding what happened to her.
Okay. And Karen, do you have a hypothesis?
I think it's gonna be a weird one. I just hope it doesn't take long. But like you said, Ponytail Girl,
Yeah.
who is excited, man.
Right.
She might have something.
Right. And since we haven't run across any other necromancer besides the defendant that we're helping out, this person had question marks when she spoke, so... And she's a member of the nobility, so maybe she does know one of the arcane arts that, they'll have an effect on this. So, all right, so we will close this for tonight. We may continue this tomorrow after the podcast. We'll have a podcast tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern. A lot of things have happened since the last podcast, Neff. We were talking about Nintendo Switch 2 and all the hype, and then we heard what happened the day after.
Yeah, now I'm reading from Canadian news sources that at least for Canada, they might open pre-orders next week. So I don't know.
Yeah, so a lot of questions, and we still don't know when they're going to open the U.S., although there are apparently some rumors it's going to be early May. So who knows what's going to happen to the price by then, if anything. So, yes, a lot to talk about on that regard to provide updates. So 8 p.m. Eastern for the podcast tomorrow, and then we'll probably continue this game. In the meantime, you can reach us through Linktree and through all the other contacts you see on the screen: Instagram, Facebook, email, Spotify, Blue Sky, and Twitch and YouTube, obviously, which you're watching us on now. So we will see you on Twitch and YouTube tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern for the podcast. In the meantime, for Neff, Liz, and Karam, I'm JR. Thanks for watching us play Attorney of the Arcane. Until tomorrow, remember,
Keep on looking out for the Extreme Radio Twitch streams, and don't forget, archive versions of our podcasts are available at xarpodcast.net. That's xarpodcast.net, or your favorite podcasting platform. Good night, everybody.
good night. See you tomorrow.
Good night.
Night, everyone.